In the 30 years since hitting big screens in 1996, the Scream franchise is known for many things, but perhaps most iconic, the opening scenes and opening kills. I'm Alex from Sandro Says, and this is my ranking of all of the opening scenes from the Scream franchise, at least through Scream 6, since Scream 7 comes out this Friday. Please leave a like on the video and comment what you think I got wrong. Coming in at number 6, Scream 3. My problem with Scream 3's opening is that it has the voice changer. I mean, that's my problem with the movie. It's something that they really went to in Scream 3, which came out in 2000, and then they abandoned for even the more futuristic movies. I do think the scene has some great tension because Cotton racing home, he's got to fight through LA traffic, which is insane. The woman in the house is defenseless. It's a classic, situation where Ghostface is putting someone in danger that isn't necessarily involved in the game or the phone call. So that's kind of cool, but overall, it's not that great. I mean, Cotton is a character that we were waiting to become the killer or something, so to kill him off this early in a movie is like, all right, I guess it's impactful, but not really. His girlfriend, we didn't know anything about her. We didn't even learn anything about her through the scene, really. So we have no investment in this character. So, I mean, that's why this one comes at the bottom of the list. All right. Coming in at number 5, the opening from Scream 4. Scream 4 is an opening that I have had a problem with because it does the triple fake opening, or the double fake at least, where you have the actresses performing Stab 7, and then you have the people, I guess they're in Stab 8 or Stab 6, watching Stab 7. I don't know. And then you have the actual actresses watching that. So by the time you get to the third kill, it's a little played out. I do enjoy that Marnie gets thrown through the glass like that. That's a really epic, scare and good scene, and just, oh my God, that's terrifying. But I do kind of laugh at it because once you know that the killers are Charlie and Jill, it's like both of them combined weigh like 200 pounds. How did they lift a human and throw her that forcefully through a door? I don't know if you've ever dealt with a door before in your life. Maybe you're new to the earth, but they're not just like pieces of paper. So I know this is Hollywood, but come on. Throw it through the window at least, not the door. So, all right. I also think the deleted scene, the deleted version of this, the changed version is better, where after they're messing with each other on the phone, Marnie and the other girl whose name escapes my mind, they're pretending to be Ghostface on the phone to each other. Then an actual Ghostface comes out behind one of them, and she doesn't know she's in danger, and the other girl obviously thinks like, this is not, this is part of the game, and then she gets stabbed right in front of her. So that's pretty wild. And still, I think as she's getting stabbed, she doesn't realize that it's real until it becomes super apparent. So that's wild. But otherwise, yeah, this isn't my favorite in the series. So that's why it's coming in at number 5. So, all right, number 4, Scream 6. I liked this entrance, and I think that this entry, excuse me, and I think that if we combine the two scenes, it moves up a lot. But if I'm just counting the scene with Samara Weaving and not the scene in the apartment, because that's where I'm kind of drawing the line, because if they were a coherent scene, but it's in the between, he shows that he knows Tara and stuff like that. So to me, it's kind of disjointed. But otherwise, the first part of this, I mean, it's great. You have a professor who supposedly knows a lot about horror, and then she falls into the tropes of going into a dark alley alone and stuff. So that's just crazy. And I really think that does a great job of subverting our expectations of someone who should know better. She's not in terror, which is what I hold against this scene also, because, she doesn't know she's going to get killed until the last second she's in that alley and someone comes at her with a knife. So it's not the classic someone is just terrified of the situation evolving around them. So I don't love that. If we were to count the part in the apartment where the guy gets stalked and he finds his roommate in the fridge, like, that's wild. But I'm going to draw the line and say that's not part of it. So that's why this comes in at number 4, Scream 6. All right, coming in at number 3, Scream 2. Scream 2's opening, my issues with it start with the fact that Omar Epps gets stabbed through the bathroom stall door when he shouldn't have even had his head against it. How did Ghostface know to do that? How did he know he was going to be in the stall? He was there first. The whole situation is just very, it's very coincidental. But outside of that, the absolute the absolute horror, I don't know how to say my words today, the absolute just craziness of being murdered in a full raucous crowd of people excited to see a movie and they think it's like a stunt for the movie. That's harsh, because like there's a million people, not a million, there's tons of people there that could help, and everyone thinks it's just part of the act and they're all just letting it happen, and you're just bleeding yourself out and these are your last moments and people are basically cheering for it. And that's just horrifying. I mean, so, pluses and minuses, but they upped the ante. It's the second movie, so they had 2 people get killed, and they do it in public, which is not something that Ghostface, always does. But this was a ballsy kill, and it kicked off Scream 2, and that's why a lot of people like Scream 2. This kill really sets the tone for the movie. So, coming in at number 2, Scream 5. Scream 5's beginning is a rehash of the original Scream's beginning. Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter does a great job. She's originally on the phone texting someone who she thinks is a friend. Then it turns out that it's Ghostface, took her friend's phone. And it's kind of like the Steve Orth situation from Scream, where her friend is in danger. However, Amber doesn't know she's in danger. So it is a little weird. Again, it's like when you watch the movie a second time, it makes it really apparent that Amber's one of the killers. But when you see this happening, it's like her friend's in danger and she'll do whatever she can. And the breakdown of the scene of Jenna Ortega being in a good mood, messing with the killer, talking about her favorite movies, the new horror, the elevated horror, all that stuff. And then she's crying, she's freaking out, she's grabbing weapons, she's trying to lock her home security, but she can't. It's just it's a great evolution of the original Scream's opening. And it's great that she survives it, because, it would have been really stupid to kill her off in the beginning. I guess that's what people would have expected since she was a big star going into it. But again, subverting expectations, they did a great job of that. So, but again, I can't keep saying this does a great job of redoing the original Screams if I don't talk about the original. So, coming in at number 1, all the way back from 1996, the original Scream with Drew Barrymore getting killed by Ghostface. This scene is just, the movie starts off with a bang. It's, as I pointed out in my previous Scream review, if the movie doesn't even have an opening credit sequence, it just starts off with the word Scream and a phone call. The phone is ringing from the moment the movie starts. We're introduced to this nice, high school girl. She's making popcorn. She's hanging out alone. She's just talking on the phone with someone. This is the 90s. This doesn't seem that scary yet, I guess, for some reason. The phone call gets very devious and creepy. She keeps hanging up, and they keep calling back. But eventually, her boyfriend is shown to be tied up and already beaten up, possibly stabbed already, and he is at risk if she doesn't answer questions right. She famously answers the question wrong of who is the killer in Friday the 13th, where any horror fan knows, like, if you're outside of horror, you'll be like, oh, Jason Voorhees or Jason, the guy with the mask. But he's actually not in the first movie as the killer. He's in the second movie, which, horror fans know. So she just screwed it up. I don't know if she wasn't a fan or she just got nervous at the time, but that was wild. And so then he gets gutted right in front of her, and that's insane. Again, this movie is starting off with a bang that we don't see in horror movies at the time. So, and then the chase scene with her, the house starts off so idyllic. It's her making popcorn to watch a movie. It's a blockbuster night. And then there's smoke in the house. The fire alarm is going off. The windows are broken. She's evading a killer. I guess the neighbors were too far to run to them. Then eventually she tried to. And the saddest part of it all is her parents get home, like, as she's getting killed. Like, if they were 5 minutes earlier, if the killer was 5 minutes later, this doesn't work out the same way. So it's a heart-wrenching scene where it's like she's trying her best to survive, and just she gets gutted and her insides pulled out and hung on a tree in front of her parents. It's wild. And it's an opening that really kicks your ass and gets you ready for the movie and says that this is going to be something different. And it's going to be gory, and it's going to be realistic, and it's scary. And they've been trying to recapture that in every movie, and they've had essences of it in each of the other sequels. But the original does it the best. So what's your favorite opening from a Scream movie or from a horror movie in general? Please let me know, and I will catch you later. I'm Alex from Sandro Says, and please leave a like and a comment in the video, and take care.